From the Daily Trust News Center, this is the News Hour.
Tonight on News Hour, Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi weighs in on certificate saga, asks President Tinubu to reintroduce himself to Nigerians. Bandits kill village head and kidnap many in Niger State. World celebrates Girl Child Day as stakeholders advocate for more support. From the international scene, doctors in Gaza issue SOS to the world as electricity runs out. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Hour. I am Sumaya Abubakar. And now the details. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 election, Peter Obi, has asked President Bola Tinubu to reintroduce himself to Nigerians and the international community by clarifying his biological, education, and personal identities with a view to saving the nation's image at the global stage. Obi, who addressed a news conference in Abuja, says that the ongoing controversies around the president's Chicago University certificate have greatly undermined Nigeria's image all over the world. Trust TV Shafiu Suleiman reports.
Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi, who is currently at the Supreme Court challenging the tribunal judgment that affirmed Tinubu's victory, said he had at various points contended with the burden of explaining the embarrassing allegation of the certificate forgery at a global fora, making it imperative to demand personal clarification from the president.
We have a situation where we're now faced with credibility, values, and foundation of our nation. And I think I'm calling on all those that used to speak out to come out and speak out.
While availing Nigerians and any other interested party his educational qualifications and identity for verification, Peter Obi says he is ready to join in the struggle to demand legitimacy and accountability in governance.
Whenever there's an issue of national interest, I'm involved in it, invited or uninvited, because about our country.
Presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, had through an American court obtained academic record of President Bola Tinubu at Chicago State University, CSU, and whose contents have been subject of controversies. Though the PDP presidential candidate is seeking to present the documents to the Supreme Court to aid his appeal of the judgment of the Presidential Election Petition Court, the alleged certificate forgery controversy is still generating reactions from political stakeholders in the polity. Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Insecurity. The village head of Zazaga in Munya local government area of Niger State, Usman Sarki, has been shot dead by bandits. Report says that bandits launched the attack on Zazaga and adjoining communities on Tuesday night. Sources said unspecified number of other farmers, including women, were also kidnapped. A source told our reporter that the attack was launched in the night on Tuesday and the village head of Zazaga, Usman Sarki, was shot dead and many others kidnapped. Residents told our correspondent that attacks on communities in Munya, Shiroro, and Rafi local government areas have become a daily occurrence in the last few weeks. When contacted, the Niger State Police Command's Public Relations Officer, DSP Wasiu Abiodun, confirmed the attack but said that he was yet to get the full details. In the meantime, gunmen suspected to be kidnappers have reportedly killed a businessman identified as Alhaji Abdul Safiu Jimo in Mokwa, the headquarters of Mokwa local government area. Residents told Trust TV that a victim was killed in his shop around 8 p.m. on Tuesday when he resisted being taken away by gunmen. A resident, Idris Muhammad, told our correspondent on telephone that he is a businessman. He was shot because he didn't agree to be taken away by gunmen who insisted that he should follow them. It was while dragging with them that they shot him. Meanwhile, police in Zamfara State paraded two suspects, Mansour Haruna and Ibrahim Nababa, over the killing of the veteran journalist Hamisu Danjigba, who was murdered recently, and his body was found in a sockaway at the Samaru area of Gusau metropolis. The State Commissioner of Police, Muhammad Dalijan, who paraded the suspects at the police command headquarters in Gusau, said Hamisu Danjigba, a correspondent of Voice of Nigeria, the VON, was suspected to have been killed by his nephew, Mansour, and his friend, Ibrahim. The report.
The Commissioner of Police, Muhammad Dalijan, said the two suspects were arrested after police began investigation to unravel the killer of the veteran journalist, Hamisu Danjigba, who was murdered and his body dumped in a sockaway in Samaru area of Gusau metropolis. The Commissioner of Police informed journalists that the prime suspect, Mansour, a nephew of the late journalist, had confessed to the police how they struggled with Hamisu as they wanted to kidnap him. The prime suspect had wanted to join the Nigerian army, but his uncle Hamisu said no, adding that with the type of criminal tendencies his nephew has, he will never stand as a guarantor for him to join the Nigerian army. The late journalist Hamisu had sent him out of his residence, and his friend Ibrahim Nababa accommodated him. It was at his friend's residence they planned to kidnap Danjigba that fateful evening. The police said Danjigba told them that he was going nowhere at the material time. Then, the boy brought out a knife and stabbed him 3 times in the chest, and his friend carried a cutlass and cut him 2 times on the head.
He lived with Alhaji Danjigba here in Gusau for so many years. He had wanted to join the Nigerian army, but Alhaji Danjigba said no. With the type of criminal tendencies I'm seeing in you, I will never be a guarantor for you to go and join the Nigerian army. Otherwise, my reputation will be at stake. After some time again, he told him he wanted to join the police. He said, I will support you to be anything, but not as a criminal as you are. Change your way. When you change your way, I will support you to be anything. That is why I am bringing you nearer to me, so that you can be useful to the family. The boy refused to change his way.
The Zamfara State Police Command said it has also arrested a suspected bandit who specializes in bringing military hardware from Aba in Abia State to a bandit enclave in Kauranamoda local government area of the state.
Suspected bandits invaded Kauranamoda town, killing 2 persons in the early hours of Wednesday. Eyewitness accounts said that the suspected bandits stormed the town with vehicles where they targeted the cattle of someone in the Kauranamoda local government headquarters. The bandits, said to be carrying heavy firearms, started shooting sporadically to send the scared residents away, killing 2 persons in the process. Reports say the suspected bandits rustled cattle in the town, but however, they did not abduct anyone in the troubled town. It was gathered that those killed would be buried later on Wednesday. At least 5 persons of thieves extraction from Benue State residing in Ijegu Yache community in the Yala local government area of Cross River State have been beheaded. A thief leader in the community, Jacob Uswa, who confirmed this on Wednesday, said many others had been maimed. He said the Yache boys attacked the victims when they went to their farms to harvest cassava. Reacting, a youth leader in Ijegu Yache community, Augustine Adula, who confirmed the killing in a telephone interview, said it was a reprisal attack, adding that the situation had made life very difficult for them as markets and schools had not opened due to deep-seated fears for their lives. The resurgence of killings and setting ablaze of houses on both sides has been a result of alleged refusal by the thieves' settlers to pay royalties. But the thieves have claimed that having settled in the community for over 100 years, they are more of Cross River than Benue State indigenes. Before Governor Basi Otu asked soldiers to move in to keep the peace, 15 persons had been killed on both sides and over 30 houses burnt. The two deputy governors of both states, Peter Ode of Cross River and Sam Ode of Benue, visited the communities and appealed for cessation of hostilities while they work towards peace. Still on security, the 4 Special Forces Command in Doma local government area of Nasarawa State have warned kidnappers, bandits and other criminal elements in Benue State to vacate the state or risk being hunted and crushed by the armed forces and other security agencies. The commander, Major General Hilary Nzan, gave the warning during the flag-off ceremony of the exercise Enduring Peace 3 at Theodore Agan Council Ward of Makurdi, the Benue State capital. This is contained in a statement signed by the Acting Deputy Director, Army Public Relations for Special Forces Command, Major Joseph Afola Shade, and made available to Trust TV in Lafia on Wednesday. The commander in the state asked kidnappers, armed robbers, cattle rustlers, the herders and farmers to think twice before indulging in any activities that was against the law. On his part, the commander, 401 Brigade, Brigadier General Al-Amin Rabiu, disclosed that the exercise was aimed at addressing the various security challenges facing Benue and, by extension, the entire nation. No fewer than 54 suspects have been arrested by the operatives of the Department of Force Intelligence of the Nigerian Police for alleged kidnapping, armed robbery, illegal possession of firearms, and murder, amongst others. The arrest is part of efforts to curb the rising insecurity in the country. The Force Public Relations Officer Olumuyiwa Adejobi disclosed this while parading some of the suspects in Abuja. And he said the suspects were arrested by the Intelligence Response Team, the IRT, and the Special Tactical Squad, the STS. Noel Samson has more.
According to the Force Public Relations Officer Olumuyiwa Adejobi, a total of 54 suspects were arrested, some of whom are already facing prosecution in court. Adejobi added that 38 firearms, 341 live ammunitions, 14 exhibit vehicles, forged documents, 124 magazines, 2 IEDs, 1 suicide belt, as well as some of fake currencies totaling $970,000 were recovered from the suspects.
We have 2 suspects here, Abubakar Abdulkadri, 37-year-old, and Adamu Musa, 47-year-old. They are from Taraba State and they are notorious criminals with a long story of heinous activities. Arrest of suspected kidnappers involved in Swiss nationals adoption. The suspect we have here are 5 suspects. Nneka Opara, female, 33-year-old, are they here? They have been charged to court as well, fine. Emu Larry Tudebere, 34, from Ika North East Local Government in Delta State. Babatunde Femi, 30-year-old, from Owode Obafemi Local Government in Ogun State. Williams Banjo Mutayo, 28 years, with roots in Ekpe Local Government, Lagos State. And Samuel Balogun, 22-year-old, from Isaleoja Local Government in Oyo State. We have 2 suspects here, Abdul Malik Abdurrahman and Umaru Musa. Are they here? They have been charged to court. We charge them to court on time so that we would not run foul of the law as well.
Some of the suspects spoke on their involvement in the crimes they are accused of.
I was arrested in Lagos State, first of all, for stealing from a man.
Yes, go ahead.
For attempting to steal from a man, but we later found out that the man was dead.
Went to the man's car. I started pushing the man, so he started calling my name, Zaka. I said he shouldn't come, and if he come my name, I'll do something. So I started pushing and asking to transfer money to the Kapali.
I was caught with Indian hemp.
Indian hemp. What are you doing with Indian hemp?
I sell it.
The police urged Nigerians to cooperate with the police force by availing it of information that will aid its officers in discharging of their policing duties. The force also advised parents to monitor their wards in higher institutions to make sure that they do not engage in acts capable of breaching the peace. Noel Samson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
The Fulani and Magavul communities in Mangu local government area of Plateau State on Tuesday gave conditions for peace to reign in the area. The two communities have been at loggerhead since April, which has resulted in loss of hundreds of lives and properties worth millions of naira destroyed. Ado Musa completes the report.
Worried by the incidences of attacks and killings in the area, the paramount ruler of Mangu and convener of this meeting, Mishkan Magavul, Dajon Hirse, said the essence of the gathering was to call on all parties to shed their swords and find lasting solutions. The paramount ruler said he has been worried since the start of the crisis in his area and therefore saw the need to call on the Emir of Wase, who is also a Fulani, to help him intervene to bring the crisis to an end. Looking at the current situation in Mangu, my mind cannot be at rest. I called the Emir of Wase to help me sit with all parties to find solutions to the problems. We have been together for more than 100 years, doing everything together. Why this problem now? Let us iron the problem now once and for all. Speaking at the meeting, the representatives of the warring parties give conditions for peace.
Solutions. If the attack stops, there will be no crisis in Angola. If there is no attack, I've said it several, stop the attack, there will be no crisis.
We are happy that the traditional rulers have come in. For peace to reign, stop and search of Fulani members and their killings on road should be stopped. Cattle should graze without intimidation, and a high-power committee comprising of Fulani and Magavul youths be formed to constantly sit on issues concerning all parties. For Commander of Operation Safe Haven, Major General Abdusalami Abubakar, for peace to reign, all warring parties must forgive each other and forget what has happened in the past.
It is very difficult for the son that has lost the father, quite impossible for the mother who mourns the son that was gruesomely murdered. But it's as good as punishing yourself when you don't forgive. So for us to move forward, we must learn to forgive. Otherwise, that vicious cycle of violence will continue.
Although this is not the first time stakeholders will come together to provide solutions to the problem between pastoralists and farming communities. Stakeholders at the event still believe that frequent engagement of stakeholders will help to rebuild the lost confidence between farming communities and pastoralists. From Mangu, the headquarters of Mangu local government area, Ado Musa reporting for Trust TV.
You're watching News Hour on Trust TV. Coming up, Rawaya farmers urges dam expansion for agriculture boost. These and more after the break. Stay with us.
As a demonstration of its commitment to provide sustained access to basic healthcare for all Nigerians, the Federal Government of Nigeria, through the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, NPHCDA, has established the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund, BHCPF. The Basic Healthcare Provision Fund is designed to deploy Operations Fund directly to primary healthcare facilities in every political ward nationwide to ensure the availability of quality PHC services to all Nigerians, irrespective of where they live or work. The Basic Healthcare Provision Fund guarantees 24 hours availability of midwives, other health workers, and health supplies in at least one PHC in every political ward. Ask from your local government health department for the BHCPF PHC in your ward to get more information and benefit from the services. Think access to healthcare for all. Think universal health coverage. Think Basic Healthcare Provision Fund. This message is from the Federal Ministry of Health and National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, NPHCDA. For further inquiries, call the NPHCDA toll-free number 7722 or visit www.nphcda.gov.ng.
I was born in Aweo, and I can't remember the day or even the month. I'm now something like 80 something years. I do not count my age. I had my primary school, junior primary at that time in Auyo, and had my senior primary school in Hadija, and I had my secondary school in Kano Middle School. Started working at about 18. But then an opportunity came when a new teacher training college for grade 2 teachers. A new college was established in Gombe. And if I was interested in going there, I jumped at it, at the opportunity, and I went there, spent 4 years, and graduated as a grade 2 teacher. And that was about the time also
Hello guys, welcome to Showtime.
I don't even believe there's any other industry that will handle me like movie industry.
Yeah.
I told you I'm deep and soaked into movie industry.
In secondary school, there's Fatima and Mariam Adamu, and then we sort of took the names of the characters in that cartoon.
I think entertainers themselves need to wake up and smell the coffee and say, diversification is the way to go. Yes, you can sing or make great beats or act in a film, but what else can you do?
I became one of the best makeup artists in Nigeria. I won AMA Award Best Makeup Artist.
Do you think we are I read the fool do when I talk to you, you start straight. Attention!
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is News Hour on Trust TV. Here's a recap of our top stories. Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi weighs in on certificate saga, asks President Tinubu to reintroduce himself to Nigerians. And bandits kill village head and kidnap many in Niger State. Now moving on to more stories, the President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of chief executives to fresh terms in office across multiple agencies under the Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy. A statement from the President's Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Ajuri Nglali, disclosed that Aminu Maida is now the new Executive Vice Chairman of Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Communications Commission, while Nkechi Egaton Idehen is now Managing Director, CEO of the Nigerian Communications Satellite Limited, the NACOMSAT. Other chief executives appointed were Kashifu Inuwa Abdullahi, the Director General of the National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA, Dr. Vincent Olatunji, National Commissioner, CEO, Nigeria Data Protection Commission, the NDPC, and Tola Odeyemi, Postmaster General, Nigerian Postal Service, the NIPOST. President Tinubu also approved the appointment of a new special advisor on technology and digital economy, Idris Alubankudi, to leverage on Nigeria's proven technological and digital economic prowess. Traditional rulers and parents from northern Nigeria have been called upon to take the health of their ward seriously to ensure that the region improves the health of its people. The Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Mohammed Ali Pate, made the call after a closed-door meeting with traditional rulers in Abuja. Zainab Garai has more.
The minister further called on traditional leaders to ensure that people in their domain remain health conscious at all times.
We're working with our traditional leaders to ensure that communities and citizens understand the benefits of health interventions such as vaccination and the need for basic healthcare services to be utilized. We are looking at the diphtheria outbreak that is currently in 19 states in our country, where 13 of them are in the northern part of the country. We had set up an emergency task force 4 weeks ago, which has been inaugurated and is working extraordinarily hard to ensure vaccines and all public health measures to control the outbreak are in place.
The Sultan of Sokoto, Saad Abubakar III, said since health is wealth, it has become imperative for the people and not only the leaders to take it seriously, as it will go a long way reduce diseases and other health-related issues in the country.
We will support you 100%, and you can count on us anytime to help you in executing your mandate. What the President is for you, and we thank you for taking up this job, because you believe in the country, you believe in coming back to contribute to this country, and people like you must be appreciated. And so publicly we appreciate you, and we're very proud of you. We thank Allah for your life.
The Executive Director and Chief Executive Officer of the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Faisal Shuaib, who spoke virtually, also added that the move will create awareness for people to be conscious for their health status.
As the NTLC, we are confident that you will ensure the dissemination of accurate information about this vaccine through community channels, educational institutions, and outreach programs. We will work hand in hand with you, the state primary healthcare development agencies, and civil society to ensure that the support and resources that are required to increase the awareness, the information around these vaccines are provided. Already, we are seeing how many of your colleagues at the ward, village levels are already taking part in town hall meetings, community sensitizations all across the 16 states that will be introducing the vaccine in the first phase of our program.
The traditional leaders also enlisted the support of the government at all levels to further eradicate diseases in the country. Zainab Garai, Trust TV News, Abuja.
A Jos Magistrate Court sitting at Jos Metropolitan Development Board, JMDB, on Tuesday granted the alleged kidney harvester Noah Kekere and his accomplices bail. Kekere, alongside 2 others, were arrested for allegedly removing kidneys of 2 persons at Myrna Clinic and Maternity, located at Enshanu Community Area of Jos North Local Government Area of the state. The matter came up on Tuesday before the Chief Magistrate of the court, Joseph Cholom. Their lawyer, A.S. Shaka, applied for the bail, after which the magistrate granted conditional bail for the accused, including presenting 2 sureties. But the bail granted to the Noah Kekere did not go down well with the Nasarawa Gwong community, where the hospital is located. The community leader, Jamilu Baba, said they were surprised that the chief magistrate could grant the bail without the consent of the police, who kept him in custody before pending investigation. When contacted, the spokesman of the State Police Command, DSP Alfred Alabo, said the prosecution had been taken out of their hands. The State Director of Public Prosecution in the Ministry of Justice, David Williams, when contacted on the development, said that he was on transit and promised to call back. Police operatives in Bauchi State on Tuesday arrested 3 suspects in connection with manhood theft in Toro local government area of the state. The Commissioner of the Police, Musa Muhammad Awal, disclosed this to newsmen during a press conference at the command's headquarters in Bauchi. Trust TV's Adamu Imam completes the report.
Commissioner of Police reiterated their commitment to securing lives and property of the citizenry, saying the command under his watch has recorded success in its clamp down all forms of criminality in the state. While parading the suspects, who allegedly specialize in dispossessing unsuspecting members of the public of their manhood within Nabado in Toro local government area, the commissioner also confirmed that one of the suspects, Yonana Abubakar, collapsed and was rushed to a nearby clinic where he was confirmed dead by a medical doctor.
Arrested suspects were alleged of spiritually stealing a male organ of one Usman Sali M, age 28 years of Sabon Garin Nabardo. During interrogation, the suspect confessed to have committed the alleged offense for ritual purposes, which led to the arrest of their gang leader, who died during interrogation by the Prohan. That's the professional hunters. Investigation is still ongoing, after which the suspect will be charged to court for prosecution accordingly.
Speaking to newsmen, the suspects regretted their involvement in the crime. The suspects included a woman who allegedly killed a 5-year-old stepdaughter, accusing her of defecating on her. I steal manhood, and we usually use charm and rub our hands before we shake people. Once we did that, we shake hand, the manhood will disappear. That's all. Whenever it happens, then I hand over the manhood to my colleague. That's him. His name is Beatrice. I will also caution women to be more accommodating in their matrimonial homes, which he said were God's destiny for them.
Accordingly, I want to use this opportunity in this particular matter to call on our mothers, sisters, that the kind of envy about the rivalry between wives at home, we should try as much as possible to reduce it, because this is an act of wickedness. Because you are not the mother, the biological mother of a 5-year-old girl. She stood in her trouser, you beat her, and it caused her death. It's really, really, really horrible.
The police said they recovered several locally made guns, 105 live ammunition, laptops and phones, 2 tricycles and motorcycles which the suspect used to perpetrate their nefarious activities within their base. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu says investing in the girl child is in the best interest of the nation. She was speaking at the National Girls Interactive Session with policy and decision makers to commemorate the 2023 International Day of the Girl Child. According to a statement from the SA media of the First Lady, Busola Kukoyi, Tinubu noted that the girl child must be protected from all forms of violence with a safe and inclusive environment provided for them to thrive. The First Lady also advised the girls and boys present to join voluntary clubs such as Boy Scout, Girls Guide, Red Cross, among others, to enable them contribute to the society. In her remarks, the Minister for Women Affairs, Uju Kennedy Ohanenye, noted that the federal government is now more committed to ensuring that harmful and discriminatory practices against the girl child are totally eliminated. There was an interactive session with the girls, and the First Lady shared some government's vision, the mission of the Renewed Hope Initiative, as well as her dreams for the future of the Nigerian girl. The 2023 International Day of the Girl Child has the theme Invest in Girls' Rights, Our Leadership and Our Well-Being.
Education in particular is a cornerstone of empowerment, and we must ensure that every girl has the chance to learn and grow. Empowering them with the knowledge is investing in our nation's future. We must see to it that every girl has access to quality education and free from all form of discrimination, be it religious, cultural, or traditional. We must also protect them from all forms of violence. It is our collective duty to create a safe and inclusive environment where girls can thrive.
As Nigeria joins the rest of the world to commemorate the Day of the Girl Child, activists and parents in Imo State are calling for more support for the girl child across the country. According to them, the need for more support for the girl child in the current challenging world cannot be overemphasized. Ajibade Awofeso tells us more.
11th of October of every year is set aside to commemorate the girl child. Imo State and Southeast Nigeria was not left out as the country marks the all-important day. Activists and mothers who spoke to Trust TV News said on a day like this, the entire world looks towards every girl with a view to helping them stand against most of the challenges facing them.
Girls have many barriers that hinder them from making progress. Are we talking about early marriage? Are we talking about the harmful traditional practices such as FGM, female genital mutilation? We need to start to change the narratives. That's why we're here. We educate the society to let them know that the girls are humans and we have human rights.
The girls are molested. There's a lot of inhuman treatments. Girls are trafficked for one reason or the other. They're dehumanized, those of them that are housemates. We have different cases that we see every day, and girls are the victims.
This is the point. We have to bring them together to rediscover themselves, to know that really there are more responsibility that the girls have to embrace. We're talking about leadership. The theme of the year is invest in girls, our leadership, and our well-being. So we are helping. This program is put together for girls to redefine and rediscover themselves.
They hope to see the girls being able to summon courage and speak out on any issues confronting them rather than dying in silence.
Break the culture of silence. When you see something, say something. And when some issues around you, take up the first step to be the decision maker. Speak up. Say what you feel and how you feel. Don't die in silence, because information is power. When you say your mind, then we can know how to help you.
Obviously, I'm proud to be a girl child. There's some villages and there's some places where we tell them, I want to go to school, and they're like, you're a girl child. It's very bad. Secondly, the leadership. They don't allow girls to be the leaders of our country, which is very, very bad and needs to be stopped.
With the commemoration of the 2023 Girl Child Day, it is hoped that the governments at all levels will begin to implement policies that will better support the girl child for an improved livelihood. Ajibade Praise, Trust TV News, Owerri.
The need for continuous advocacy and support to enable Nigerian girls pursue and fulfill their dreams and also contribute meaningfully to the society has again been brought to the fore. This was part of the debate aimed at addressing the challenges faced by the girls in Nigeria and promote advocacy for their rights, organized as part of activities marking the 2023 International Day of the Girl Child. Khadija Bawas reports.
The event was attended by students, women's rights activists, and experts who engage in a comprehensive discussion on issues affecting Nigerian girls. These challenges include lack of educational empowerment, actions that impede their rights, policies that hinder gender rights, maternal health challenges, inadequate support for adolescent mothers, insufficient digital and life skill training, and the absence of survivor support services. The convener of the Bloomers debate, Bara'atu Nasidi, emphasized the importance of advocating for the full spectrum of girls' rights and ensuring their potential is realized without any form of discrimination.
These are issues that girls have faced for years, and they are still here. I believe that the government needs to do more on advocacy, and believe that the government needs to enter the remote areas, because every child deserves to go to school. Every child deserves a good, secure life. Security, that's another huge issue that is just coming up.
Women's rights activist Mariam Shatima highlighted the crucial role of government in protecting the rights and well-being of girls.
As we all know, there are various challenges that the girl child has been facing, and we still are facing, that need to be seriously addressed. They need to also be enlightened about their rights, so they don't get exploited or molested unknowingly. There's a lot of innocence there, and we should also, especially the government, should try as hard at this as it could to find out the untapped talents of our girl child in Nigeria.
The program provided a platform for student representatives to share their thoughts on the challenges faced by girls in Nigeria.
I feel like this day is very amazing because it empowers young girls like us to know our rights, and it also helps to bring problems that the girl child on daily basis face, and it helps us to know that these things we can come together and we can battle all these problems out together.
Yeah, we face gender inequality and we receive negative gender stereotype, verbal and physical violence, including sexual violence, which hurts our self-esteem and our emotions. As girls, we are usually hurt by words.
Overall, the program initiated a much-needed discussion on girls' rights. It underscored the significance of continuous advocacy and support to enable Nigerian girls pursue and fulfill their dreams, and also contribute meaningfully to the society. Khadija Bowers, Trust TV News.
Stakeholders in Adamawa have called for modalities to be put in place towards bridging the gap in the access to education for the girl child in Nigeria. They also identified gender discrimination, cultural and religious limitations, poverty, illiteracy, among other challenges as limiting against girl child education. They stated this on the sidelines of the International Girl Child Day in celebration in Yola. Salis Lawan reports.
In order to end some of the challenges identified as clogs in the wheels of the girl child education in Nigeria, stakeholders are suggesting deliberate action from the government to curb millions of out-of-school children.
95% of the demands of these girls have been taken care of, directly or indirectly by the state government. Most of these policies, most especially, I want to talk on the policy of paying of NECO and WAEC. It is no longer a policy in Adamawa State. It is a law because we have backed it by legislation. So that any government that is coming after us will also make it mandatory. It's a mandate that every girl child or every school children will be paid their NECO and WAEC.
The day aims to focus on the importance of girls' education, their rights, and promoting gender equality, as well as reaffirming commitments toward investing boldly in actions needed to make changes that could empower girls. They also emphasized the relevance of the girl child education.
One message is ensure that basic education is attained, but also opportunities that would support those basic education in terms of skills and other related life life support should be put in place. And I'm excited that we all carried that message and we're all speaking in one voice to advocate on behalf of the girl child.
And we've seen how these girls, they really want to be in school, they want to be included and then have the privilege those in the urban community have, but unfortunately they don't. So I think, I believe some of the requests put in the charter are, just the basic infrastructure in school. The school should be standardized. The government should include people in the rural community to have the opportunities like having scholarships, having a standardized, schools.
My call to the young girls is they should not give up, and they should always make sure that they read hard, because readers are leaders, and they should always put up in their mind that they will become something tomorrow, and they should not back up. They should always have hope on themselves.
Stakeholders said breaking the cycle of social vices through imparting the relevant knowledge to the girl child is key to societal development. Salis Lawan, Trust TV News, Yola.
Away from the celebration of the girl child, residents of Asaba, the Delta State capital, have called for an alternative resolution of the dispute between organized labor and the federal government. They opined that proceedings on strike might not be the ideal approach to resolve the contentious issues. Trust TV's Jonathan Awayai reports.
Strike action is one of the fundamental means available to workers and their organizations to achieve their economic and social interests. It is the most visible and controversial form of collective action in the event of a labor dispute and is often seen as a last resort of workers' organizations in pursuit of their demands. In Asaba, Delta State capital, residents who spoke with Trust TV opine that continuing on the path of dialogue will be the best option for the economy, especially at the state level.
Going into socio-economic policies, how to partner with federal government and state government, partner with civil societies and NGOs, engage, work on solutions, bring NGOs on board, international NGOs and domestic NGOs that will get our people off the streets.
Commend their efforts. They really tried, at least the little increments, but they should not narrow it only to civil servants. They are more conscious of the civil servants. You know, we are civil societies, we are neither here nor there. We say it as it is.
On the recent suspension of the planned nationwide strike for 1 month by organized labor, they said it was a welcome development as embarking on strike was not the best option as it would compound the present sufferings of Nigerians.
Of what labor is requesting for. There's no need going on strike. No. If you are requesting for something and the government decides to say, okay, I will offer you this. This is what you are looking for. I will give it to you. I must to some extent commend Ajeru-led NRC for the noble idea to stop the strike, because strike has a very negative impact on the economy.
So because we can always meet at the round table, and if our demands are met, then what's the need going on strike? You understand? Because the strike, when you say strike, okay, so you should totally shut down the system.
However, to some others, when dialogue and lobbying does not yield results, strike becomes the only way workers can channel their grievances. Jonathan Awanyai, Trust TV News, Asaba.
Rawayel community in Kofi local government area of Katsina State wanted the state government to expand an earth dam in the locality to enable them engage in irrigation activities. Abdullahi Yabadi reports that over 10,000 farmers' population will benefit if the dam is expanded. The report.
Rawayel, a community in Kurifi local government, has a population of over 15,000 people, which suffered from water shortage for domestic purposes over the last 1 decade. The Ministry for Local Governments and Chieftaincy Affairs had approved rehabilitation works for Earth Dam. The villagers are, however, asking for the expansion of the dam to preserve more water that will allow them engage in irrigation activities. The administration of Malam Dikorada has done the needful here. This dam has been without water for over a decade. Residents have to either buy water or resort to trekking to over 3 kilometers to fetch water for their animals and other domestic purposes. If you complete this report without us commending the state and local governments, I think it is unfair. We sincerely appreciate our chairman of Kurifi local government and Governor Dikorada for choosing to rehabilitate our dam. Already, the Dikorada's administration has restored the hope of this community by rehabilitating the dam, though its immediate expansion will allow them harness the agricultural potentials of the area. Stakeholders here said the rehabilitation of the Earth Dam has encouraged them to go back to irrigation activities.
They will benefit on this project, most especially this irrigation.
Even the entire people of Rawayo can assure you that this is the quality work, because we did not brought somebody from outside. No, we employ the people of Rawayo to come and do the work.
Irrigation farming, many believe, will help farmers recover from losses recorded on account of bandits' attacks in communities like Rawayo in Kurifi local government area. Abdullahi Izumayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
International Monetary Fund, the IMF, said on Tuesday that Nigeria's economic growth will decline from 3.3% in 2022 to 2.9% in 2023. The Washington-based lender also projected in its World Economic Outlook that the country's economy will grow at 3.1% in 2024, with the negative effects of the high inflation on consumption taking hold. The IMF said global headline inflation is expected to steadily decline from its peak of 8.7% in 2022 annual average to 6.9% in 2023 and 5.8% in 2024. We now have joining us from Morocco, Sunday Michael, Daily Trust Group Business Editor, to give us a clearer perspective on these projections. Sunday Michael will be joining us via phone call. Good evening, Sunday. What exactly do these projections mean, especially since just in April, the IMF had retained its growth forecast for the Nigerian economy in 2023 at 3.2%?
Thank you very much, and good evening to viewers. The IMF, as you know, do these reviews every other 6 months. And basically what they do is to review activities that have happened between these intervals, and they're able to tell whether to retain the projections, to increase them, or to revise them as the case may be. In our case, it was revised by 300 basis points from 3.1% to 2.9%. Clearly, on account of the number of shocks that the Nigerian economy has taken on. As you recall, we went through the Naira redesign, which practically slowed down the economy. We have been unable to meet $1.8 million OPEC quota for crude oil production daily, which basically meant that we have been living with a quantity shock, which, of course, has also translated to lesser earnings for Nigeria. We have also gone through an exchange rate unification, which basically has seen prices hit the roof. We have removed subsidy over this period, which has impacted on inflation, largely on account of the price of energy. So basically, the economy has taken on a lot of burden. These are multiple shocks happening concurrently that have subdued growth. It is only common sense, yes, that the IMF would reduce their growth expectations for 2023.
Speaking of expectations, the IMF gave a prescriptions. So what are the responses of the IMF to experts' recommendations that Nigeria's economy is not ripe for such kinds of economic prescriptions?
Well, the IMF generally, as you know, even the Bretton Woods have always kicked against any kind of restrictions. They've always canvassed for an open economy. But the question is, are we ripe for the kind of economy that they've asked for? Are we ripe to open up our borders to just about everything that is produced in the other side of the world? And do not forget that most of this manufacturing that happens on the other side of the Atlantic done with some form of government subsidies. So it is out of place. So I mean, it would be difficult, as the Nigerian analysts would say, for what is produced in a country where you have to provide your own power, you have to provide your lights, your power, you have to cater for the movement of these goods because of the absence of infrastructures like rail and all of that, to then be able to produce in this economy and have competitive prices with goods coming from other advanced economies where infrastructures are available. So there had always been the arguments that we cannot take hook, line, and sinker the prescriptions from the IMF. But what we have seen with this government is that he has pandered to some of the things of Oxford. He has thrown open the exchange rate market in the bid to unify the official and the black market rate, and we have seen prices as we speak today cross over 1,000. We are talking about 1,035 to $1. We have seen fuel prices skyrocket from about 145 naira to about 620, and there are comments here and there that suggest that in no distant time we will be seeing another form of increase. So the IMF on the one hand keep prescribing what it thinks is best for us, but I think the argument from Nigeria is that we cannot absorb everything that the Britain would want us to take in.
All right. Thank you so much, Sunday Michael, Daily Trust Group Business Editor. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Away from Nigeria, the officials in Gaza say the enclave faces humanitarian catastrophe with the power plant shutting down completely due to the depletion of fuel. The Palestinian Energy Authority chairman, Thafir Melhem, told Voice of Palestine Radio on Wednesday that the plant will shut down in the afternoon in Gaza, where about 2.3 million people live in one of the most densely populated areas in the world. Gaza's authorities say all basic life services are at risk after Israel's total siege of the Hamas-run enclave. It's called on the international community to move quickly to stop this crime against humanity and this multi-form mass murder. Meanwhile, Health Minister May Al-Kaila said the fuel stock to operate the generators in the Gaza Strip hospitals will end tomorrow, Thursday, which will exacerbate the disastrous conditions in the hospitals. And with that, we wrap up News Hour on Trust Television. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms and join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentaries. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thanks for watching.
From the Daily Trust News Center, this is the News Hour.